happens when a WNBA player cares more about Instagram likes than making layups? Just ask Angel Reese.
What happens when a WNBA player prioritizes Instagram likes over making layups? Just ask Angel Reese. Her latest antics have fans shaking their heads so hard it led her to do the unthinkable. While Reese stirs up the internet, Caitlin Clark is busy breaking records in the gym. Imagine if Reese spent as much time honing her game as she does curating selfies. Instead, she's walking red carpets, ranting about her salary, and deleting social media out of embarrassment. Yes, really. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is the epitome of dedication, grinding in the gym like a basketball Rocky Balboa, perfecting her skills, and even making time for charity. Two players, two starkly different paths. Even Sue Bird weighed in, and trust me, her take will leave you speechless. Let's break it all down.
Really fun, rewarding, and also interesting to watch these younger athletes step into their professional careers. Obviously, Caitlin and Angel are two.
You know what's wild? While one WNBA rookie is busy hitting the delete button on her social media,
While one WNBA rookie spends her offseason deleting social media, another is busy deleting opponents on the court. A tale of two off-seasons worth discussing. Let's dive in.
Like so much earlier, these athletes are thinking about themselves as businesses, as brands. And it's amazing because they're carrying that with them to the WNBA. And so
we've got Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie, who seems more interested in living up to that nickname than improving her inside game. Her latest stunt? Rocking a mocha-colored animal print gown with a slit so high it could probably block shots better than she can. But guess what? That little fashion show didn't go over so well with her fans.
First up, there's Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie, who seems more focused on embodying her nickname than improving her game. Her latest stunt? Flaunting a mocha-colored animal print gown with a slit so high it might block shots better than she can. Spoiler, her fans weren't impressed with this impromptu fashion show.
How can you wear that and also complain and post it and also complain that you don't like being sexualized? What is the take here?
You know, it's funny. I just did another show right before this one, and we talked about how this younger generation just wants to cry and be victims about everything.
Yep, you heard that right. Reese's Instagram vanished faster than her shot at becoming the next WNBA star. Why? Her New Year's Eve outfit was deemed too bold for a pro athlete. But don't worry, Reese fans, she's still serving up looks on TikTok and Twitter. Because, priorities.
I understand. You want to wear it, you feel great about it, you got a great body, you play in the WNBA, but you cannot cry. You cannot say anything. I mean, have you seen some of her TikTok posts? Like, she's literally held up an outline after getting waxed. You can literally see all of her business there outlined in blue wax. And I'm like, oh yes, please tell me how sexualized you are. I mean, what is...
Here's the thing. While Reese is busy lip-syncing to songs about how fabulous she is, her critics are singing a different tune. They're saying her social media presence is all about fashion and personal branding, with basketball taking a back seat. It's like she's trying to be a Kardashian with a jump shot, except the jump shot part seems optional.
Here's the reality. While Reese spends time lip-syncing to highlight her fabulousness, critics see things differently. They claim her social media prioritizes fashion and branding over basketball. It's as if she's channeling Kardashian vibes, with the jump shot seemingly optional.
I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like there's just so many areas that I want to improve in and to continue to get in the gym and work on that every single day.
Now, let's switch gears and talk about Caitlin Clark, the one actually living up to the hype. Sure, she dabbles in off-court activities like charity work and a bit of golf, but most of her time, it's spent on the court. Surprising, right? Clark's off-season routine is no joke. It could make seasoned pros sweat. While others focus on perfecting their poses, Clark is perfecting her craft with intense workouts, skill drills, and, yes, actual basketball. A novel concept, wouldn't you agree?
Got a new coach who's going to give you new looks, new game plans. You've got another year with Aaliyah Boston, likely Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull. And then you've got the moves that the Fever can make in the offseason, whether it be free agency or the draft, to bolster the roster.
Clark isn't just refining her shooting accuracy. She's building strength, mastering a mid-range floater, and improving her left-hand game. While Clark builds a basketball empire, Reese seems focused on crafting a house of cards with Instagram posts. Maybe Reese could use advice from a WNBA legend. Oh, wait.
Now they're in that world. And so my only advice is usually just to make sure they keep basketball the main thing, because at the end of the day, that is...
You know what's wild? While Angel Reese is busy trying to break the internet, Sue Bird just dropped a truth bomb that might break Reese's entire career. Yep, you heard that right. The WNBA legend recently stepped into the ring, and she's not pulling any punches. Let's be real for a second.
While Angel Reese is busy chasing internet fame, Sue Bird just dropped a truth bomb that could shake Reese's career to its core. That's right. The WNBA legend stepped in and isn't holding back. Let's be real. When Sue Bird speaks, everyone listens. This time, her advice has people questioning whether she's trying to save Reese's career or foreshadow its collapse.
It's your vehicle to... Angel Reese has a podcast. It's her vehicle to be a podcaster, right? Whatever Caitlyn ends up doing, it's the vehicle to get you to that point. So you always want to make sure that part.
Didn't name names, but she might as well have been staring straight at Reese when she compared athletes' personal brands to their on-court performance.
Bird didn't directly name anyone, but it sure felt like she was addressing Reese when she compared athletes' personal brands to their on-court performance. She even referenced LeBron James, emphasizing how he never misses a workout, despite his numerous off-court obligations. It was as if Bird was holding up a mirror to Reese, asking, "Do you see the difference?" Bird's warning isn't just about a few missed gym sessions. It's about the bigger picture, the long-term focus necessary for a successful career. Her message is clear. Keep your attention on the game, not the spotlight.
It's a balance. You have to find that balance. But when you look at some of the other athletes, particularly men, who've set a little bit of a blueprint in terms of the business and the sport, you never see LeBron.
Now, let's connect the dots. While Bird's dropping these pearls of wisdom, where's Reese? Oh, just
While Bird is dropping pearls of wisdom, where's Reese? Oh, just busy with red carpet appearances, podcast interviews, and complaining about her salary. It's like she's auditioning for Real Housewives of the WNBA instead of focusing on her future as a pro player. Here's the truth. Bird's not just talking for the sake of it. There's a reason she's a legend, and it's not because of her Instagram following. Bird has seen firsthand what happens when players lose sight of the game. Spoiler alert, it's not pretty. We're talking shorter careers, declining skills, and a one-way ticket to remember when status.
A lot of the videos we see with Caitlin Clark, she's got actual men, grown men out there in her face trying to keep her from making shots and this and that and the other. There's not a lot of hands in Angel Reese's face here. And I am confused by the fact that she's trying to become this long-range player, it looks like. This is... she plays under the basket, or we thought she was playing under the basket.
Guess what happens when you prioritize your media visibility over your layup? Your layup starts looking like it belongs on TikTok, not in the WNBA. And believe me, Reese has a long blooper reel on.
Guess what happens when you prioritize media visibility over your layups? Your shots start looking like they belong on TikTok, not in the WNBA. And trust me, Reese has a blooper reel to prove it. That's exactly what Bird's warning about. But surely Reese is still all about basketball, right? Well, when was the last time you saw an unedited training montage from the Bayou Barbie? Let's make it clear. Building your brand is fine, but when it starts to overshadow your game, that's when you should hit the panic button. So, what's Caitlin Clark doing? We'll get to that soon. As they say, when the big dogs start barking, you'd better pay attention. Right now, Reese is in the spotlight, and it's not just Sue Bird raising concerns. A whole chorus of critics is now joining in, and they're not exactly cheering for her.
He's a rookie in the league whose team sucked, who asked out at the end of the season with an injury, who won't shut up about herself, who ran their best player out of town. The coach got fired, and she started a podcast 5 seconds into the thing, creating all this controversy, showing up.
Let's start with Dave Portnoy, the Barstool sports mogul, who's never one to mince words. He certainly didn't hold back when it came to Reese's spotlight-chasing antics. Portnoy went off on what he called Reese's classless behavior. But what exactly has him so worked up?
For first-round draft pick, had the season she had, the controversy she had, got injured in a questionable injury, asked out, and then started a podcast gossiping about everything in the league as a rookie? Please.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Caitlin's head down, just in the gym,
ready to go.
You don't hear a peep from her. She cares about on the. So you got me. Wow.
Here's the deal. Portnoy isn't buying what Reese is selling. He's fed up with seeing her face everywhere, except on the court. Those red carpet appearances, endless social media posts, and the whole look at me routine. Portnoy's not having it. His point is clear. Fans want to see ballers ball, not influencers influence. He's essentially telling Reese, focus on your jump shot, not your photo shoots. But just when you think Reese might catch a break, in walks Shaquille O'Neal. Now, Shaq's not just any critic. He's an LSU legend, Reese's mentor, and a guy who knows how to balance on-court dominance with off-court fame. When Shaq speaks, people listen.
You know who you are? You're the female Antoine Jameson. You know who Antoine Jameson is? He got 20,000 points with his shot. Whatever your shot is. Like, everybody's shot ain't gonna be Steph Curry. Your shot is your...
For those unfamiliar with NBA history, that comparison isn't a compliment. Jameson had talent, but never lived up to the superstar expectations. Shaq's basically saying Reese is all show, no substance. A role player pretending to be a star. You'd think with all this criticism, Reese would hit the gym to prove the doubters wrong, right? Well, think again. The only thing Reese seems focused on is her social media game. Those heavily edited three-point shot videos? Yeah, they're not fooling anyone, Angel.
When she was literally the most inefficient player within 5 foot in all of the WNBA. Any which way you put it, she shot bad from the field. All right, she's 6'3" and she plays under the basket, and she shot 39.1% from the field.
Here's the thing. No one's saying Reese can't have a life outside of basketball, but when your off-court antics start overshadowing your on-court performance, that's when you've got a problem. Right now, Reese is at the center of that problem. You know what real dedication looks like? Caitlin Clark is about to show us all. While some players are chasing clout and red carpet moments, Clark is out there chasing greatness. And let me tell you, her off-season routine is no joke.
Just come out here and try to, play basketball in a way that people love watching, in a way that is going to make my team successful, and the records and whatever, or the stats, that's just what comes.
You might be wondering, is she really working that hard? Well, it's even more intense than you think. Clark isn't just hitting the gym. She's turning it into her personal basketball lab. We're talking strength training that would make pros wince, shooting drills that could wear out a machine, and scrimmages that look like championship games. But here's the kicker. Clark's not just putting in hours. She's laser-focused on specific areas of her game that will take her from great to unstoppable.
You guys saw this workout. This workout has gotten a lot of people excited for Caitlin Clark because she is directly working on her weaknesses, which I think is a good look, honestly. I think that's a really, really good look for her because, again, when we're seeing somebody working on their weaknesses and not the glamorous weaknesses.
First up, ball handling in tight spaces. Caitlin Clark's already a magician with the ball, but let's not ignore the fact that she led the league in turnovers last season. A big part of that, her teammates were adjusting to her jaw-dropping, next-level passes, ones that even they didn't see coming. And while things improved after the Olympic break, there's no denying the intense ball pressure she faces. Double and triple teams are practically a nightly ritual for her. By sharpening her control under pressure, Clark is tackling this challenge head-on. Next, the mid-range game. This is a major upgrade. Everyone knows about Clark's legendary logo threes and her ability to dominate at the rim. Last season, she shot an absurd 62% within 5 feet of the basket. But that mid-range shot, it's been her one vulnerability, and opponents have exploited it by forcing her into those looks. Now, she's countering. Adding a reliable floater and pull-up jumper to her arsenal makes her even more lethal and nearly impossible to guard. Clark's working on finishing through contact. She's never shied away from driving to the basket, but the WNBA's physicality is a whole different beast. It's not just about skill, it's about bracing for the bumps, shoves, and hits that come with life in the paint. By simulating game day physicality and building her strength, Clark's preparing to take the punishment and still finish strong.
Next up, the mid-range game. This is a major upgrade. Everyone knows about Clark's legendary logo threes and her ability to dominate at the rim. Last season, she shot an absurd 62% within 5 feet of the basket. But that mid-range shot? It's been her one vulnerability, and opponents have exploited it by forcing her into those looks. Now, she's countering, adding a reliable floater and pull-up jumper to her arsenal, making her even more lethal and nearly impossible to guard. Finally, Clark's working on finishing through contact. She's never shied away from driving to the basket, but the WNBA's physicality is a whole different beast. It's not just about skill, it's about bracing for the bumps, shoves, and hits that come with life in the paint. By simulating game day physicality and building her strength, Clark is preparing to take the punishment and still finish strong. Here's the scary part. This isn't just a workout routine. Clark isn't maintaining her game, she's leveling it up. She's addressing her weaknesses with laser focus, and the implications are downright terrifying for her opponents. Imagine this. A Caitlin Clark, who thrives against double teams, has a reliable mid-range game to complement her deep threes, and can absorb contact while finishing at the rim. Now, that's a nightmare for any defense.
She's back in her natural habitat, back in the lab, playing basketball, and it's got to be a scary sight for the rest of the WNBA if she gets even better, because it's not as if she wasn't absolutely phenomenally elite as a rookie and arguably the best player in the league after the Olympics.
Pair that with her endless range and pinpoint quarterback-level passes, and you're looking at an unstoppable force. It's like giving Superman immunity to kryptonite, on top of flight, heat vision, super speed, and unmatched strength. Defenders better be ready for the nightmare Caitlin Clark is about to unleash next season.
So you're starting from a very high place, but as Michael Jordan once famously said, right, the ceiling is the roof. And there really is no ceiling on Caitlin Clark's game because of her vision. I think the thing that stands out the most to me is her court vision. And when you're able to shoot from deep, the way she's able to shoot from...
You might be wondering, surely all this training comes at a cost, right? There's no way she has time for anything else. Well, you're wrong. Clark is not just working on her game, she's building her brand the right way. And by right way, I mean she hasn't forgotten what got her here in the first place, her love for the game and her fans. While she's putting in those long hours at the gym, Clark is also making time for charity work and fan engagement. She's not just posting thirst traps or starting Twitter beef. She's out there making a real difference. And the best part? She's doing it all without compromising her training. It's like she's discovered the secret to adding extra hours to the day.
There is really nothing you can do as a defense but hope the ball doesn't go in the basket. That's the level of greatness that Caitlin Clark can get to, where the defense's only hope is that she misses.
There's more. Clark's not afraid to share her journey with her fans. Her social media isn't just a highlight reel of glamour shots. It's a window into her grind. She's showing the world what it really takes to be great, and fans are loving it. It's not just about the flash, it's about the substance.
The amount of people that have showed up in the stadiums, from the viewership numbers to people really wanting to wear a WNBA player's jersey or buy their merch or whatever it is, or have their shoe. Just how it's evolved in such a short period of time, I think shows everyone, there is real opportunity.
So, what does all this mean for the future of the WNBA? Well, Let's just say Clark's setting a new standard. She's showing that you can build your brand and still keep basketball as the main thing. It's not about choosing between being a great player and being a marketable star. It's about being both, but always putting the game first. Let's be real. While Angel Reese is busy chasing the spotlight, Caitlin Clark is out there building an empire. What's wild is Reese's off-season has been filled with red carpets and media appearances. But at what cost? Meanwhile, Clark's quietly putting in the work, becoming the player we all know she can be.
More people can get out and watch the W or watch the college game or whatever it is, the better it's going to be for the future of the game.
Here's the thing. Longevity in the WNBA isn't about how many Instagram followers you have.
Here's the thing. Longevity in the WNBA isn't about how many Instagram followers you have. It's about showing up day after day and proving your worth on the court. Caitlin Clark's got her eyes on the prize, while Reese, well, let's just say her priorities might need a little adjusting. Guess what? The 2025 season is going to be a real eye-opener. We'll see who's got staying power and who's just a flash in the pan. One thing's for sure, I can't wait to see how this all plays out. There are 5 games between the Fever and the Sky next season. Any predictions? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.